It must suffice.
Thinkamere cares if I'm clean.
The gentleman will refer to His Imperial Majesty by his full title or not at all.
Gentleman, ooh.
The gentleman will be seated on the bergère.
The what now?
In that chair. Cletwin, please shave the gentleman's sideburns to half an inch.
Yeah, something wrong with my beard? I kinda like it.
What's wrong with my beard? Always thought it added to my dignity.
It does. Yet it also detracts from your elegance. In Nilfgaard, we consider beards hard on the eyes. Especially beards infested with lice.
Been on the road a while. Fine, do your thing.
Tilt your head back, please, and sit still.
How goes it? Preparations for the audience proceeding as planned?
Yes, General. The gentleman will be more or less presentable.
Who's this guy? He a barber too?
Ha!
No. Morvran Voris, commander of the Alba Division. Yennefer's escort. They were my men, all of them. Indeed, were. For none have returned to Vizima, have they? I truly wonder what happened on the road yesterday. Perhaps you could enlighten me. You have time. And a razor to your throat.
I do not take kindly to threats, Voram. Well, I sort of get the feeling no one believes in the Wild Hunt anyway, so for telling the truth, you probably ain't gonna believe me.
Wild Hunt killed them.
A cavalcade of wraiths dashing across the night sky. These omens of war the peasantry babbles about. Expect me to believe that.
Frankly, I don't really give a damn.
Nordlings. We can bathe you, shave you, and clothe you, but teaching you manners, that will be a challenge.
Nice meeting you too.
Done. Shall I shave him once more, against the grain?
No. He himself is very much against the grain. That's enough. Farewell, Witcher. Or rather, see you soon.
Good. Now the gentleman may dress.
Thank you for the shave, sir. Though if it was my choice, I wouldn't have done it.
Sadly, I did not receive exact measurements. If the garments chafe, our tailor will adjust them.
Where are my clothes?
Where they should have gone long ago, with the laundress. They will be returned to you after the audience, clean and starched. The gentleman will tell me once he has chosen an outfit.
A Vedimi, directly out of
Morvran Voorhis.
Inconceivable.
And we have a dilemma. Which clothes are we going to take for ourselves? Do you know, from first look, I actually quite like the look of these. So I'm going to take these. Get dressed and talk to the Chamberlain. Is there anything I can loot around here first? Ooh, there is. Awesome. Dumpling. Really? Ooh, a sword for witches. Goblet, grapes, and it looks like one final thing. Taking all of the books out the bookshelves. Alright, best get dressed. There we go. We're dressed. and ready for the audience.
Black suits the gentleman. Does the outfit satisfy the gentleman?
I can
A
play.
studded doublet and a sword on my back, that's what would satisfy me. But tough, when in Nilfgaard.
Yes.
It's a saying. So what now? Powder my nose?
No need. The gentleman's complexion is light enough. The gentleman is to stand before the ruler of the North and South. I must confirm that he knows how to bow.
Alright.
I'm not some boor. I know how to bow.
Please, demonstrate. That, sir, is how you might bow to a whore on a street corner, not to the Emperor of Nilfgaard. Please watch. Leg extended, hand flat, head down, chin to chest. The gentleman will rehearse.
What was that? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Fuck, I know it's one of these two. I think...
Lacking fluidity and grace. But we've learned to expect less of Nordlings. Come with me.
Oh, I bluffed it. Sweet. Yoink.
The gentleman will address the Emperor only when asked to, and using the appropriate title.
Your arch-magnificency?
I see the gentleman is in the mood for jests. I fear the Emperor might not share his disposition. Your Majesty will suffice. Spoken loudly, clearly, and with respect. Imgrimi et art ketzer. Daifen aden in karn eb marvut. Emir var emreis.
Bow!
Not a chance.
Your Imperial Majesty.
Arer ep do orde.
Welchen Namen, wat gern favor? So many months at Foltest Court. Yet you still haven't mastered the basics of etiquette.
Know what they say? Can't teach an old wolf new tricks. Take it you didn't summon me to reminisce about the good old days, so...
Silence. My daughter Cirilla, she's returned. And she's in danger. The Wild Hunt pursues her. You will find her and bring her to me.
Are you sure? Ciri left. Went far, far away.
Do you believe I'd drag you here in the middle of a war to discuss a rumor?
I think anyone can be wrong, even an emperor.
I had forgotten how insolent you can be. I haven't the time to convince you, nor the desire, in fact. Yennefer will do that after the audience.
How many men in your army? 20,000? 30? So why me?
You know why. Because she trusts you.
She trusts me, yes. So tell me why you're looking for her. Doubt it's about making up for all those lost years.
For reasons of state, as always. Enough of this banter. You will agree regardless. If for no other reason than because I shall pay you. More than you customarily receive for a contract. Considerably more.
Save your generosity for those whose homes your armies have razed. I'll do it for Ciri, not for your gold.
Your motives do not interest me. Only results. Yennefer will tell you the rest. This audience is finished. Mererid! Take him to the sorceress.
Until we meet again, Your Majesty.
Did the gentleman not understand? Did I not emphasize adequately that one must bow to the Emperor?
Relax. Nothing happened.
To the gentleman. But I shall be punished.
How?
Please keep close and bother no one. We've had enough breaches of etiquette for one day. And it's past noon.
Do not bow to any man.
What? Do you know
You will learn that soon enough, Chamberlain.
I'm Herivard the Second, Prince of
Seen us from
Helander.
Novigrad?
Not only am I made to wait here like some supplicant,
Hey, look who it is. You wait there.
Master of the Tanners Guild.
Es is siet efsat. Ep finser nein
I
macht.
demand
Tede tag hein en kalant nes of Verlois sau. Ep Toussaint.
Mind if I interrupt?
Why not join in instead?
We're discussing neutrality. How difficult it is to preserve.
But being a witcher, we know a lot about that.
Know a thing or two about that.
Care to explain?
Never changes. I try to stay out of things, stand aside. Then comes an urgent summons, and an offer I can't refuse. Enough about that. Mind if we change the subject? So, talk to the Emperor.
Why did he summon you?
So not even you know.
No. But I wager it's an ordinary witcher's contract.
Some werebubs. See ya.
Soon, mind you.
not in a hurry to see the sorceress.
Now that's interesting. Even he doesn't know about Ciri returning. And that's why the Emperor summoned us, as we are the ones that are to go in search for her. Tell you, Charles Dance suits the Emperor to a nail though, doesn't he? Such a commanding voice.
Once the gentleman is done, he should see me to retrieve his possessions.
She ends in here.
Yes? Then transcribe. The true authority in Novigrad is not the city council or the merchants' guild, but the Church of the Eternal Fire and the criminal underworld. At times it is difficult to tell the one from the other. They both display a similar ruthlessness and cynicism that...
Please wait, Your Excellency. I'm falling behind.
You know what? I'll write the report myself. You'll need only prepare a clean draft. In triplicate.
Hard job, a scribe.
A shame I have no time.
Well, that was just a little bit of a hint about Novigrad, the main city of the game. Oh, there she is.
Geralt, that tunic. You look positively smashing.
Ugh, dying to take it off.
I'd consider that a proposition under different circumstances. One I might even take you up on. But we've matters to attend to. Now do you understand why I'm at Emir's court?
And seems we're in the same boat now. Ciri, she's really back? No chance he's mistaken?
Look, that's more or less what she looks like now. Or so our agents claim. Our little witch has grown into a young lady.
How about that? She's grown up?
It's been years since you trained together at Kaer Morhen. A great deal has changed.
You haven't? Not a bit?
I missed those awkward compliments of yours. But let's focus on Ciri, all right?
Right. Emir said the Wild Hunt's after her. I'd find that hard to believe before what happened yesterday. How did they track us down?
Because of me. You see, I've spent months searching for Ciri, using locating spells, haruspicy, geomancy, anything, really. I knew the Wild Hunt might sense it, perhaps even find me, but I thought I'd tricked them.
Well, guess you were wrong.
I've sensed them on my trail, hunting me, for some time. If not for you and Emir's soldiers, they'd have gotten what they were after. I can't risk another encounter like that. It's time to put away the magic, turn to more traditional methods. To the best tracker I know. You must find her, Geralt, before the Wild Hunt does.
And I will.
The Wild Hunt? What could it want from Ciri?
I've no clue, Geralt. Might have written them to ask, but I don't have their address. I know as much as you do. It must be about her blood. Her gift. As for what the Hunt wishes to do with that gift, I'd prefer not to think about it, really.
So where's Ciri been seen, exactly?
In two places. Velen and Novigrad. The trail in Velen is most promising. You should make that your first stop. Ask for a merchant named Hendrik at the inn at the crossroads. One of the Emperor's agents. He should get in touch with you.
That's it? No passwords? Secret handshakes?
None. Sorry to spoil your fun. Your boyhood fantasies about the crafts of the trade. All we have in Novigrad are unconfirmed reports, rumors. But there you will have the help of our mutual acquaintance. Triss Merigold. Apparently she's got a cozy flat on the main square.
Sure she'll be delighted to see me. What about you? What will you do?
I shall sail for Skellige. There was a magic explosion there recently, blew half a forest down. I believe this had something to do with Ciri. I'll be in Caer Trolde. Join me there once you've learned something.
One thing before we go. Why didn't you contact me? Didn't need me? Didn't even want to see me?
I didn't want to spoil things. I'd heard you and Triss made a great couple.
Yen, I'd lost my memory.
Really? That's your excuse? Let's drop it, all right? It's not what you think, or it helped me understand how much I love you. I don't wish to hear it. Any of it.
Guess this means we need to split up again. Not my preference, but I understand. Clock's ticking.
It is indeed. So why don't I teleport you to Velen, get you there at once?
Not gonna happen. I'll go on horseback, as soon as I can get changed.
Have it your way? Oh, and you really look quite dashing in black velvet.
Think so? Maybe I can have some of my armor lined with it. Good luck, Yen.
Same to you. And if you wish to learn what's happened in the world while you and Vesemir roamed the wilderness, talk to Ambassador Varatra. That's him over there. And Geralt, I know it's wartime, but try not to be a hero, all right? Just check those leads and come back to me, in one piece. I shall be waiting.
Wait for it. Till we meet again, Yen. She's gone. Taking half the room with her, nearly. She said speak to Ambassador Varatra to find out the goings-on in the world. Which we shall do once we have looted everything in this room. The last wish. Oh. That's the drawing of Ciri.
Scars healed nicely.
Picking up so many books from everywhere, we're going to need a library to hold them all at this rate. Sword for Witches, it seems to be a common book. The Wild Hunt. Royal Lineages. So we're going to have a look around this place to make sure we get everything before we leave. So once we talk to the Chamberlain, that will allow us to head out to Velen. Now this is more like it. Really? An empty bottle? Ooh. Insectoid oil! See, that's why it's worth checking. Because you never know what you might find. Drawings of Ciri everywhere. There's the letter to Yennefer. Yennefer, my dear friend, thank you for your letter. Forgive me for not answering your earlier attempt to reach me via Megascope. I am trying to limit my magic communication to the absolute minimum. One never knows who is listening, don't you agree? I am delighted you have found a position at our gracious Emperor's court, and wish you the best of luck in the search for his daughter. It is good to know that Emir's intentions for her have become more, how shall I put it, mundane? Perhaps in these circumstances an agreement regarding the lodge will prove possible after all. In response to your first question, I can state beyond all doubt that Ciri has not appeared anywhere south of the Yaruga. Believe me, I could recognise her magic signature in my sleep. I've not had any contact with Triss for a long time. I only know that things in Novigrad have taken an ill turn. She mentioned something earlier about fleeing to Rivia, but I am afraid that in the current political climate, that amounts to an impossible daydream. I hope I will soon be able to join you in Vizima. First, however, I must take care of some unfortunate yet urgent matters in Beauclair. With my fondest regards, Fringilla Vigo. P.S. Thank you for the news about Geralt. He always seems to land on his feet, doesn't he? So that's some of the other witches sending Yennefer their update reports, essentially, to say that they haven't seen Ciri. I think we've got everything in here. Don't think I can go out this way. No, I can't. Okay, let's speak to the ambassador.
Vedimi, directly out of Nordling Tales.
Ambassador Varatra, Yennefer suggested I ask you about current events, the war and so on.
Of course. The Emperor's servants should keep no secrets from each other. If you will, let us approach the map.
Okay, start from the top.
How's the war going? I mean, apart from the fact that Nilfgaard's triumph is imminent.
I assume this to be a private conversation. We've no witnesses, so let's dispense with the propaganda, even that shrouded in irony. Our offensive was going splendidly until winter came. Edirn was in such disarray that we encountered no resistance. We had reached the Pontar before the first snows. Only a weakened Kedwin remained, and Radovid's Redania, which had ignored the rest of the North's pleas for help. We thought they'd sue for peace, perhaps even submit to vassalization. We waited for spring, certain of victory.
Radovid? Submit?
Yes, a vain hope, I agree. Radovid sent no peace envoys, nor did he advance on our positions. Instead, he trudged over the snow-bound Kestrel Mountains and attacked Kedwin, his ally. Took the Kedweni completely by surprise. King Henselt fought on the front line as always, and that is where he died. His soldiers lost the will to fight. They joined Radovid's ranks. And so by spring, instead of 2 weak enemies, we had only 1 powerful one.
Now that's quite a significant update there, considering you remember in The Witcher 2, I actually took the option to go with Vernon Roach, and that ended up being on Henselt's side, and in the end Henselt lived, and here we just found out that he died anyway on the front line after Radovid betrayed him.
That admiration I hear in your voice?
Radovid is our foe, but I cannot deny he is clever. He played us for fools, particularly dense ones at that. Returning to the war, this spring there was a massive battle in the marshes of Velen. Massive, yet indecisive. Both sides suffered enormous losses, unprecedented even. Radovid has retreated across the Pontar. He's safe for now, until reinforcements arrive from the south. Then Emperor Emir var Emrys will deal with him once and for all.
Couldn't you just go home? Save everyone a lot of marching? not to mention a few human lives.
I'm afraid the stakes are too high to fold now. We can only go all in.
How do things look in Velen?
As bad as ever, perhaps worse. This land never flowed with milk and honey, and now it flows with blood. Armies have swept through it several times, trampling fields, looting granaries, burning villages. Famine grips the populace.
So how's ruling that earthly paradise going for you?
Not well, to be honest. Our forces are spread thin as it is, and Velen is chiefly swampy forests that are difficult to control. We've had several patrols never return to their camps. Thus, we've temporarily delegated authority in this region to a certain Nordling, a former low-ranking officer in the Temerian army, one Philip Strenger, better known by his nom de guerre, the Bloody Baron. I advise you well. Avoid him.
Any news from Novigrad? Is the free city still free?
Yes, although everyone knows this won't last. Radovid is in Oxenford, and the Emperor is here in Vizima, at Novigrad's doorstep, both. And both require coin and ships, and Novigrad can provide these. Which is why the mood in the city is rather, well, on edge.
Meaning?
How do men deal with fear? They seek reassurance and scapegoats. The Church of the Eternal Fire understands this perfectly, and so it promises to improve the lives of its flock by pointing out the guilty. Who started the war? Who profits from it? Why, it's obvious. Mages, elves, dwarves, in a word, any and all deviants. I've been stationed in Novigrad for 13 years. First as a consul, then as ambassador. I've seen a great deal. Cruelty, cynicism, greed. But what is happening there now concerns me greatly.
What's new in Skellige?
Nothing. The islanders pride themselves on that, don't they? Doing everything according to tradition, as their forefathers did. And like their forefathers, they quarrel with each other, pillage, occasionally attack our transports. This is cumbersome, but nothing more. Skellige has always been a footnote to history, and so it shall remain.
Sound awfully confident. What if King Bran manages to unite the Jarls? Lead all the clans against your fleet?
King Bran is a feeble old man. From what I know, he barely remembers the names of his own vassals. Uniting all might prove difficult.
That was quite a big update we got there. So we've had news from the war, Velen, Novigrad, and finally Skellige. So that's caught us well and truly up to date.
Thanks for your help.
Think nothing of it. May the great sun light your path.
Nice guy. Oh, sorry. I just did that to me. Okay. No, we're still not gonna go to the Chamberlain yet. We'll see if there's any more recipes and whatnot lying around. Because that insectoid oil could come in very handy. Although I've got none of the ingredients on me at the moment. Somebody's got something brewing, and it doesn't look healthy. So Yennefer has headed off to Skellige awaiting where to go to Velen and search for Ciri. And then after that, it looks like I'll be heading into Novigrad, where the city is in disarray with the Church of the Eternal Fire attacking all of the non-humans. So we'll have to try and, I imagine we'll play a part in trying to put a stop to that. But Triss is in there as well. We all know who Triss is. Triss was Geralt's lover throughout both of the first two games, and she's one of my favourite characters, especially in The Witcher 2. I've actually probably had a character update. Oh god, a lot of character updates. So we'll start with the Emperor himself, shall we? Emir va Emrys. Few names in the continent's history arouse as much terror and respect as that of Emir var Emrys, Delwen Adyan Yiken Apt Morvud, the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes. Lord of Metina, Ebbing and Gemera, sovereign of Nazir and Vicovaro, he was ruler of half the civilized world and aspiring conqueror of all the other half. He was a personage whose deeds and decisions shaped the fates of whole kingdoms and populations. What then could he possibly want from a simple witcher? The Emperor clearly and succinctly laid out what he wanted. His daughter and Geralt's ward, Cirilla, was in great danger, for the Wild Hunt was on her trail. Geralt, a superb tracker linked to Emir's daughter by the iron bonds of destiny, stood a better chance of finding her than anyone else in the world. We've got Morvran Voorhis, commander of the Alba division, an officer of the highest rank and a pure-blooded aristocrat, one who with pride could call himself a Nilfgaardian, a designation reserved for native-born inhabitants of the Empire's capital and its immediate surroundings. At the time of their first meeting, Geralt had no idea what an important person had been assigned to the task of asking him a few routine questions. Knowing the Witcher, however, knowledge of Morvran's rank and status would not have made much of a difference. And we've got Ciri herself. That's a big entry for her. Cirilla Fiona Ellen Rhiannon. What can I possibly say about her? That we call her Ciri for short, that she was born in 1251, that she has ashen hair and a scar on her cheek. All true, and that's the Cirilla I know best, the one I first laid eyes upon those many years ago, the one who seemed thoroughly, well, not ordinary, but certainly not as extraordinary as she in fact is. For Cirilla is also a highly skilled witcher, heiress to several thrones, the last bearer of the Elder Blood, a powerful source endowed with exceptional magic talent, and the lady of time and space. Her hair colour and date of birth seem rather incidental now, don't they? I could tell you that she is Geralt's adopted daughter, but that would be a gross simplification. Ciri is much more. She is his destiny, his unexpected child, someone bound to the Witcher by fate's most inextricably tangled fetters. Following age-old Witcher tradition, Geralt took Ciri to Kaer Morhen when she came into his care. There, he and Vesemir taught her the ways of the professional monster slayer. It was then that her magic talents were first revealed, and they discovered she was a source. Ciri's gift proved a curse as well. Because of it, she would one day have to hide from the entire world, even Geralt. Ciri's biography contained one more great secret. Her natural father was none other than the Emperor of Nilfgaard, Emir var Emrys. His words confirmed the fears swirling in Geralt's mind. Ciri had returned and was in mortal danger, for the unrelenting Wild Hunt was on her trail. Yennefer made it clear why the Wild Hunt hunted Ciri. Eredin wanted the power latent in her elder blood. She also let Geralt know that Ciri had been seen in war-ravaged Velen, as well as in Novigrad, the largest city in the world. And we've got the redhead herself, Triss Merigold. I always considered it a point of particular pride to count Triss Merigold of Maribor among my closest and dearest friends. This exceptionally talented sorceress was a shining star for her profession, the former mage advisor to King Foltest and a famous hero in the Battle of Sodden, known as the 14th of the Hill. Yet in no way did she resemble her often unbearably haughty sisters in magic. Her deft mind, warm smile and considerable personal charm had always won over even the hardest of hearts. Though my personal relations with Triss never ventured beyond the fraternal, Geralt of Rivia at one point found her allure irresistible. From then on, the two shared feelings that ran far deeper than a superficial and fleeting fancy. Yennefer told Geralt that Triss had recently taken up residence in the free city of Novigrad. There's a few more character entries to take in there. Now let's have a little... Oh.
How might I serve the gentleman?
By returning my things.
Citrus and cloves. The fragrance will keep the gentleman's robes fresh somewhat longer.
Thanks, bunches.
The Emperor is not known for his patience. He wants his daughter back safe and sound, as soon as possible.
Yeah, mentioned something of the sort. So long.
Guess we can leave now if we want to. Quest completed, and the audience is done. The Nilfgaardian connection travel to Velen. Geralt travelled to Velen in search of Ciri, an act that attested the depth of his devotion. Only a man who has been to this land can know just how vile it is. At this time it was commonly known as No Man's Land. Why? Well, the Emperor of Nilfgaard had not claimed it yet. Temeria was in disarray, and the Redanians had already retreated north. No man had been left in charge, and he had proved a terrible ruler. Geralt needed to find Hendrix, an Imperial agent who had been working on Ciri's case, and to collect from him what information he managed to gather. Was Hendrix... I think he was in the character entry, wasn't he? Yeah, there he is. Considering the way spy corps of all stripes tend to function, Hendrik was undoubtedly not this man's real name. Nevertheless, that was the only appellation the Witcher knew for his Imperial Majesty's nose to the ground in Velen. After asking around, Geralt learned a Hendrix lived in the village of Heatherton. And that is our marker. So we've actually got another point to spend, and it's going to go right to upgrading my active Quen shield. We've actually got all three that we can put in now, look, which is sweet. So we've got our Melt Armor Igni, our active Quen shield, and Illusion. I think that'll come in handy now that we're heading into Velen soon. Now let's get my gear back on. And then it puts you all this with you. Right, got a ranged weapon. Viper swords. It was tracker boots, wasn't it? That's it. Just my bombs and pockets left. Salmon, and may as well quick Devil's Puffball. Thankfully our potions are still there, so we're alright for that. Quite a lot of junk that we can still actually sell when I get the chance to this. There we go, that's better. He actually looked like Geralt from the earlier Witcher games now. Yeah, he's not happy that he doesn't have his beard. Actually got a quest in front of us.
The Emperor shall guide us straight to Novigrad.
Gwent, play me. Well, that was to the point. Oh, we're betting as well. We've not got that much at the moment, so I think I'll just stick to 5.
Wouldn't mind a few rounds of cards.
Now these are the situations where you can't afford to lose, because you'll win a card off these. We've actually got... Actually haven't mixed up our deck much more. I only like taking one of each of those, so instead we can now say, oh yeah, catapult, definitely. How many cards? So we got much shite in here. We only need 1 clear weather. That should do. We'll go like that. Your opponents will go for... I am playing against Nilfgaard. Right, what we got? Quite a lot of siege. Whoa, a hell of a lot of siege. Deathmore. Poor fucking infantry. That was the worst swap in the world. And that was okay, I suppose, since we can buff our siege. So we're all siege, essentially, here. Our opponent's going to start things off. Not the best of starts, ideally, but right, let's put Zoltan on the front line. Actually works out nicely, because what's my... Being impenetrable... I need to change my leader card. Because there's a fall test which can buff your siege, and that would be extremely handy right now. Needing to play... Actually, unfortunately, I only got 2 impenetrable fogs, so it's not really that useful. Just play 1. I don't want to... Oh. Right, gets rid of the Scorch, at least. Right, I'm just going to play this, because I want to see what he does. Actually, no, I'm not. No. I want to make him play some unit cards. Right. I'm tempted to pass right now. But I'm not going to. I'm going to bring Zoltan back in my hand. Because now he's got a lead, and he's passed. Which means I only need 5 points to win. So I'm going to play Zoltan again. And we've got 6 cards each, so level playing field and I'm 1 up. And that's not a bad one to get. Who is that? Sabrina Glevizig. It's range though, which isn't ideal. I've got nothing in melee row at the moment. Just gonna waste that because I've got another one. Oh, he's bringing him attack. Yeah, he's returning him. That's fine. I'm gonna play another one. Damn it! That's pick one from your deck, and I've only got one, so that's rendered useless. Right? What's Amir's ability? Look at 3 random cards. Okay, that's not bad. I don't really want to use any of these. Tell you what, I'm gonna play a. I know it takes her down to 1, but I've done it on purpose because he can't afford to pass. And that's not a bad card to use, actually. Right, we've got quite a nice amount of strength for this final one, but if he's got an impenetrable fog, I'm screwed. Torrential rain, I mean, sorry. Oh, I'm glad I played that. That would have really damaged me. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. I wonder if that's my reward for beating him then. Menno Cohorn. Look at that ability! I'm sure he didn't used to have that. If he did, I don't know why I haven't been playing him. You're around, Nilfgaardian. Oh no! Oh, I thought he was going to fucking take back. Yeah, you can't though, can you? That's right. 4 cards each. Please be a good one. Please be a good one that I draw. I'm not drawing, am I? Confusing this with the standalone again. Ah! If he's got a torrential rain, I was screwed. Good old Death Mold, remember him? Chapter 2 of The Witcher 2. Oh, he's passed! Well, fuck it. My game. What's our reward? Come on. So we've got 10 crowns. Double our wager. Full test! Okay, let's have a look at our Gwent deck. Can we actually see our hero cards? Yes, there we go. Change leaders. I'm not sure which one we got, so clear any weather cards, double the strength of your siege, that's what we want. Nice. And that full test works exactly like the Commander's Horn. Actually, a few herbs around this little garden, isn't there? I'm going to make sure I look around so that I don't miss anything. Hey up. Look at this. I've heard about this before. I've never actually found it myself. A hidden passage. Oh, an enhanced saddle. That's amazing. And an old letter. Who's this from? Dear Sir Roderick de Witt, please forgive me for my tardy response. I was waiting for Golan Vivaldi to confirm sufficient funds were available to redeem the bill of exchange provided. Not that I just don't trust you, but the gods help those who help themselves, as the Kedweni saying goes. Getting straight to the question, Princess Ada's curse could indeed be caused to return. The Witcher from Rivia had only rudimentary knowledge of magic from Arcana, and was so not able to fully remove the spell, and instead only temporarily disrupted its workings. For Ada to become a Striga once more, one would have to sprinkle her food with 3 drops of blood from her father, King Foltest, 3 drops of blood from a wolf, and 3 drops of bile from a freshly buried woman. One who died having finished 100 years, but not yet having started her 101st. Then one must cast the incepted triangle over the meal thus prepared. That should do the trick, yet please consider carefully whether you truly wish to carry out such an ignoble deed. Hoping to do business again with you in the future, Alessandra Daville. What an interesting letter. Because Princess Ada was the monster, the Striga, that we were fighting throughout the whole of the Witcher 1 game. So this little secret is just an extra connection back to the previous games. Shame there's nothing in that chest. But we got an enhanced saddle, and that is going to be amazing for us. Let's have a look. 25... Is it that much of an increase? No, it's not, but an extra 5 stamina. So our horse won't tire as easy. That's really nifty, that. I've never found that before. I'd read about there being a secret hidden passageway somewhere in this courtyard, but I didn't know where it was. So it turns out it's just behind this fellow. This Nilfgaardian here with the hood on. So if you want that little hidden secret, you know where to look. We've won our game of Gwent for the day. Is there anything else around that we perhaps could loot? Okay, there's a few rooms here. No, that's where we've just been. Go back out up here and check down here. Yeah, you too, mate. There might be a couple of other people to chat to around there, actually. These shouldn't be bothered that I take this. What's up, mate? Just taking an apple for my travels. I'm sure you won't mind. Candle and candy. Okay, we're not going through there. Nah, doesn't look like much, unfortunately.
Is Daithwin Adden Incarn at Morfoot? Heil Kerjer!
No, there's going to be no hailing today, sorry, since me and the Emperor go way back, and I don't think he's particularly too fond of me. Ooh, a Dwarven Spirit, sweet. Nothing in that one? No. Oh, hang on, I can go up here. Didn't actually mean to do that, but...
What now?
Oh, Ruined Stone. I'm finding all new things in this place. Black Pearl. Second Ruined Stone, and there's what's in the final one. Blunt Axe. It's gonna hurt. Not if you roll. I wonder if there's anyone around here that wants to chat. Nope.
I have my eye on you, Nordling.
Thanks.
Barbarians.
You what? You're the one going around starting a war. I'm just a simple witcher. Currently going around looting all of your iron ore. I think that's it. And now we can leave this place. I just thought there was a way down these steps, wasn't there? Because we went up through there, that's where Emir is. Oh, doesn't let me back in. I mean, it would be pretty naff security if it did. See if there's anything down these winding staircases. Oh, come on, please be lootable. Yeah. Another book on the Wild Hunt. It's locked, and this is Dwarven Spirit. Excellent. Can never have too much of it.
Gloire en Eidfein.
And this is back where we were earlier. Okay, time to get out of here. We're all ready for Velen now. And thus, here's our stop. So let's begin our travels. Open up the world map. So there's White Orchard where we began. We're now in the Royal Palace in Vizima. And we want to head into Velen, the Hanged Man's Tree in No Man's Land.
Geralt and Yennefer were reunited, but something even more important happened in Vizima. Geralt learned that Cirilla, his one-time ward, had returned from afar, and she was in danger. He was to find her, at the Emperor's command and Yennefer's behest.